Situation roaming code?
Well, it's going great. It's going great. We're getting data, we're getting reports, and we're publishing it on the platform.
Okay, great. I am to speak with Njoku Emmanuel, Director, Democracy
Sorry.
and Governance. Is Mr. Njoku Emmanuel, is he around? Can I speak with him now?
Yes, yes. He's here with me.
Fantastic. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, hello.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good to have you join us on Citizen FM 93.7.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. What is the situation like at Code at the moment?
Well, we are getting lots of data. We are trying to post and publish the ones we can. We are also trying to put together a report, more like an interim report of the situation of elections from all the pollings where we are observing the election. We are looking at having a press conference in the next few minutes.
Great.
But the spirit of the young people doing this here is very high. They are excited to be doing this, to participate at this level in ensuring that we'll have a credible election.
Oh, okay, great. What are some of the challenges that you can say you've experienced gathering those reports?
Yeah, so one of our challenges, first of all, started before today. So yeah, we had INEC usually prints the ID card, photo ID cards for observers. But some of these ID cards were not made available till just some of them got to the state capitals across Nigeria yesterday. And for them, when these things get to the state capital, we'll have to find a way to distribute them across the local.
Are you there?
Could not get their ID cards, which gives them the authority and the mandate to walk into polling stations and ask to access polling stations. So that has been a challenge. Then in some areas where we have very limited network, that's the internet network, it's also affecting our reports as they are coming. Pretty much that for now.
Okay, but I want to believe that these challenges, although they exist, they've not been able to, cripple your efforts so far, yes?
No, not at all. No,
Okay.
not at all. No, I mean, we could have gotten more, but we're doing well.
All right, that's good to know. I was listening to the founder of Code the other day, Hamza Lawa, where he said for democracy to be successful, citizens must become informed about issues that improve their lives. I just want to talk to you about that. What are some of the things that people did before today to ensure that more people understand that they could actually keep up with the election live feeds from Code about 2023 elections?
So, well, thanks to you guys and the media, this platform we've been leveraging on the media partners to put this information out there, to put our WhatsApp numbers out there, to just so that you know that of course, Code is big on Follow the Money project, and we'll have a network of Follow the Money champions across all the local governments across Nigeria. And for that reason, a lot of the people who are actually even doing this are volunteering to do this. Most of the people who are in our situation of close to over 80% here are volunteering to do this, and mostly young people. So I think we've got to that point in the country where a lot of young people have woken up to the fact that they have to become active citizens and participate. Election is one major event that gives every adult citizen of the country an opportunity to participate and engage in the governance process. So we've seen high-level participation from young people within Abuja here and across all the local governments area in Nigeria.
Okay, but from your monitoring so far, what has it been like? I mean, different parts of Nigeria, because we're focusing a lot on the FCT. What has it been like? Have you been getting reports from other parts of Nigeria as well?
Well, for FCT, as expected, FCT is really late arrival of materials across some parts of FCT, and we've seen reports from Lugbe where materials were not available till much, much later in the day. But apart from that, across the country also, we witnessed a lot of very late arrival of materials in Delta, in Imo, in Enugu, in Niger, very late. In fact, in some places across the country, they're just starting, voting has just commenced in some places across the country. And one thing we've also noticed in this election that we've observed there is very high voter turnout compared to what we used to see in the past. And this is INEC to expand the voting hours to reduce this tension, making Nigerians of over about 93.4 million registered voters to vote within 6 hours is something I don't think, and something I think we should work on to expand the timing. People are tension, thinking they will not be able to vote. And we've also talked about the beavers. So mathematically we looked at the beavers and we said that if the beavers is to accredit 40% in an hour, so in 6 hours within the voting hours that we have in Nigeria, the beavers can only be able to accredit and allow 240 persons to vote. The polling unit where I voted today in Gariki village, Gariki Chief village, in Gariki 2, that polling unit has registered voters of 2,050 persons, and they have only 2 beavers. So if in that place there is a 50% voter turnout of 1,025 persons, it means that they will probably be voting there till 9 p.m. today because they didn't even start early. So these are the challenges and some of the things that are causing tension. And to answer the polling units across these places we're observing the election didn't start till probably around 10:30. So that has put pressure on the ad hoc staff. That has made them tense. That has also put pressure on the electorate who have come out to vote. Some of the things we've also noticed, you are aware that INEC has the powers, of course, to reallocate from that area with nobody there to vote. So I'm now wondering what was the essence of the polling units and the reallocation they did if they didn't actually reallocate those people. So you go to a polling unit, you see 2,050 persons. Meanwhile, there's another polling unit less than 100 meters away from that one. And on the voter register, they just have about 30-40 persons. And the sad thing is that in that same 40 persons, they have 4 ad hoc staff in that same place with 6 ad hoc staff. So you have 4 persons in a particular polling unit to attend to 30 persons, while you have 6 persons in the polling unit just next to it to attend to 2,050 persons. The whole thing is putting a lot of tension on the electorate and even the ad hoc team. I believe, and I want to believe that going forward, this is something INEC has to really, really, really address in good time, not waiting till when the election comes.
But we're seeing a lot of assurances from Professor Mahmoud Yakubu on how that no Nigerian will be disenfranchised. Now, the report you are giving us gives us a different feel of the situation. How do we reconcile this?
So this does not mean that any Nigerian has been
disenfranchised so far.
What I said but I'll come to people who being disenfranchised. But on this very issue, this does not mean that any Nigerian has been disenfranchised. This only means that there's a lot of tension and a lot of people will take more time being on the queue before they get to vote, probably till late hours of today. But talking about disenfranchised, so I was in a polling unit in the library, the National Library in Area 2, just beside the Area 2 shopping mall. And I saw 2 young persons who came to vote. And at the point when they got there, their name was on the voter register. They could see their name on the voter register. Their name was, both the one pasted on the wall and the one that they have. But at the time they put in when they wanted to type in the digits and the codes on their beavers, to do positive identification on the beavers, they did not see their names on the beavers. And these are people who registered in 2016, 2017. They voted before in that polling unit in 2019. Only for these 2 young men to come there to vote, and their names were not on the voter register. You need to see how terrible they felt with their family members who they came out to vote. I mean, they looked like they were mourning, because these are people who have anticipated, who have been excited, believing that they are going to exercise their franchise, their rights to vote today, only for them to go there and they are not disenfranchised for no single fault of theirs, but for probably the fault of about to the beavers. So this is what we saw. And at that time, when I went there, just to put it in the right perspective, they've accredited about 300 persons, and for out of these 300 persons, 202 persons already had this issue. It may be minimal, but then no Nigerian deserves to come out to vote and is not allowed to vote for this reason.
Just to clarify, though, this is not a case of transfer from one.
And they've not transferred to vote, and only for them to come today, and their names is not on the beavers. So it's not a case of transfer.
Wow. Well, thank you very much for your time, Mr. Njoku Emmanuel. We really appreciate you giving us, a live feel of the situation across the FCT and even head of Election Observation Mission of Code. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So we have a special report that just came in from Philomena. We'll be, playing that for you right about this time. Again, from Code. She's there right now. She's our eye at the place. Special shout out to you. Here we go.
A Lawal. She's the program's manager for Connect. I have here with me Zaliha A Lawal. She's the coming out to speak with me. What's the status update so far? I can see that you have reports on your Usabe platform where you're publishing reports in real time. Can you give us a brief insight into this platform, how it operates and what it's being used for?
Good afternoon, and it's a pleasure having you at our situation room. That's Connected Development Usabe Situation Room. So with our platform Usabe, this is our election observation platform where citizens that we've deployed observes and fit it into the platform. So as you may be aware, Connected Development have 20,000 citizen observers across the nation observing the election process, and among this 20,000 observers, 7,000 are accredited by INEC. So it means that these 7,000 can move around the nation to look at the process. So we at Connected Development, we are more concerned about the procedure of the elections, the INEC guidelines and every other thing than the result or the itself. So with the Usabe platform, it's a technology where citizens can give us information around their polling unit, what's happening, and informs it. It has two parts, where we call it the election intelligence, and the other part where we use various social media platforms to get information, like WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, and SMS. So we understand that also people in local communities, rural communities or marginalized communities might not have access to internet network, but they can send short messages and also call on our toll-free line to give us information around what's happening in their polling units, which automatically we check, we verify through the various platforms and also our partners Meta, and push it on the Usabe platform. Also, we are monitoring the process of the elections, like I mentioned, using the INEC guidelines. So we have structured data that comes in the morning and the evening around the process and the procedures of INEC, around the INEC guidelines, and also the INEC staff on.
Okay, so what's the status report so far from what you can see on your screen?
So from what we can see, one thing we notice is INEC officials and also materials not arriving at the polling units on time. So it means that there's delay in voting. So that's one thing we've observed across the nation. Different reports keep coming up saying delay in INEC officials and materials arriving. Then we've seen pockets of violence in some part of the nation, most especially the southern part of the country, and a bit of vote buying, very minimal in also around the nation, but majorly it's around voting not starting as stated. 8:30, we're supposed to have the INEC officials and the materials already on the ground, both sensitive and other materials, but there's a delay in that. Also, beavers, it's failing. It shows that we need to do better. Maybe INEC did not envisage to see this with the capacity. We know that it was deployed in some states, election, and also there was a mock test, but we've seen that the beavers is also failing.
Okay. I think some people that claim that the beavers failed, what has INEC been able to do for these polling units? Have you been able to keep up with that?
So some we got, we probed further and got more reports. One of the things they told them was they're bringing another beavers device, which was some of the arrangements made by INEC. But as a result is coming in, reports are coming in. We're also observing to see if voting has started. In some of these polling units, voting has commenced.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Thank you very much for speaking to us here at Citizen FM Abuja. We'll catch you later. Thanks a lot.
And fresh update, you're still listening to Citizen FM 93.7. If you've been following reports from other parts of Nigeria, earlier today there was a little bit of hiccup in Rivers State, as the governor of the state was unable to cast his vote. But the fresh update is that he's been able to vote finally. Yeah, he's voted at his polling unit, and so far so good. It's been it went smoothly. Right, of course, after the initial hiccups here and there, but I'm glad that was sorted. Of course, as I said earlier, on a day like this, we would naturally encounter just a few challenges here and there. I mean, it's the first outing of beavers in Nigeria. It's a thing of interest because of how much everyone, focuses on the extent of which this is a defining time in the life of Nigeria. So everyone seems to be paying attention. So any recorded challenge whatsoever would be taken very seriously. But we're glad that so far so good. As I think it's just in the statement. So far it's been so good. So keep fingers crossed. We'll be bringing you updates as they unfold. Also hearing that the Niger State Governor Abubakar Bello or two in Udenu local government area of the state. That's in Enugu, just beside Benue there. Right. Yes, I think I already gave you update from Yobe State on. No, it was not Yobe. It was Katsina I mentioned earlier. Well, Governor Mai Malabuni has also voted at Buni Gari Lawanti polling unit there in the state.
Join our hearts to build a nation of our dreams. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy. Make we join our hearts to build a nation of our dreams. Your problem is my problem and my joy is your joy.
Celebrating our cultural pride is our core essence. Let's bring people together through communication as we say we would. Let's meet on Karo Jiri Patapata, Musili Bongo, Eshim, Alhaji Sadiq Abubakar.
Barkanmu da warhaka, ku kasance tare da mu a cikin shirin kowane rana.
Ichie Ekene Ezebwe.
Munne sunyel na yo gobuna. Ebe ona akpotu. Ebe jedebe ya na ebe ano. Ihotago, adume ekusikwa ka mmadụ.
And Olobuwada.
Omigala mewola ikoi udama onsnyogba mewaka dama seduka nekito nyimbo kitekin wowo menitiru yijuki de ya nyonwa chakadu udama igala.
Join us on Melting Pot every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we meet elders from our different ethnic groups in Nigeria and bring you closer to your roots. Live on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja. Melting Pot. Don't miss it.